So this is it, everybody. The finale of our box of junk wax from 1989 Topps. The hobby box is empty, as you can see. So I've gone ahead and opened up the last 4 packs. I noticed over the last few episodes that there were a significant amount of duplicates, so I opened up the last 4. I've weeded out all the duplicates, which was the majority of those 4 packs. And that leaves us with this short stack to feature in today's finale, okay? So hang around, we'll look through these guys, and we'll reminisce back on 1989 one last time, okay? And our first card is Tom Pagnozzi, catcher for the St. Louis Cardinals for his entire career, I think. I believe that spanned probably the entire decade of the 90s and then obviously part of the late 80s. It feels like he's the catcher just before Yachty, but I don't think that's true. It just seems that way because Yachty's been around for 600 years. But Tom here is the owner of Southern Trend Clothing Company now, which I see a lot roaming around town here with all of the kind of preppy college kids that we have. So he has carried on a pretty successful career into retirement. Terry Blocker. Terry's an outfielder, played for a few years in the major leagues, but Terry is from just down the road from me in Columbia, South Carolina. We've got the Braves leaders card. I was looking at this one when I pulled it out, and I wasn't 100% sure who that is. So in '89, the Braves would have had Gerald Perry on their team, and Ron Gant would have been playing. Dale Murphy was traded, so that probably would have been your choice of guys there. Bruce Sutter was still on there. He was injured, but they didn't know that when they were printing these up. I have a guess that I think that's Paul Runge there, and I think that's their shortstop, Andres Thompson or Thomas. Can't remember exactly, but whoever their shortstop was then. Yeah, Braves leaders card. The Braves weren't very good yet at that point. Catcher for the Montreal Expos, Mike Fitzgerald. Mike hit a home run in his first major league at bat. And you'll also notice in the card there, he's wearing a wristband with his own face and signature screen printed on it. God, the late 80s were awesome, weren't they? Sweet.
It's the 80s. Do a lot of coke and vote for Ronald Reagan.
Kurt Stillwell, shortstop. Looks like he was an all-star in 1988. The Candyman, Tom Candiotti, knuckleballer who had a lengthy, pretty solid major league career. He got stuck pitching for those awful Indians teams there in the early mid-80s. So I think some of his stats were kind of held back by that. Weird but true about Candyman, though, is he is in the Bowling Hall of Fame also. Apparently, he is a prolific bowler. Turn back the clock for 79, and this is featuring Lou Brock, who broke Billy Hamilton's record in 1979 and became the career stolen base leader. Of course, the greatest of all time, Rickey Henderson, broke that, but Lou passed away recently, so rest in peace, brother. Carlos Quintana. Carlos was first baseman for the Bo Sox there for a couple of years. He was sandwiched between Buckner and Mo Vaughn, two Boston legends, right? I don't know. Record breaker. So this card is for Orioles' consecutive scoreless inning streak of 59. The previous record was held by fellow Dodger Don Drysdale, who had 58. And as I remember the story being told, Oriole tried to be removed from the game so that he would not break the record. And they refused. They said, no, you're going back out there. So he broke the record, and Don was on hand to congratulate him for breaking said record. I saw this card come up, and it's kind of sad. Ken Caminiti. So Ken was a third baseman. He's the 96 NL MVP. He had a lot of substance abuse issues to go along with his admitted steroid use. And unfortunately, we probably all remember Ken was never able to beat his demons. And he OD'd on a speedball shortly after retiring sometime in the early 2000s. It's sad. Ty Griffin, first round pick for the Cubs in 1988. The Cubs took Ty in the top 10 of that draft. He was coming out of Georgia Tech. He played second base, I want to say. And he was hot stuff. You guys all remember him, right? You remember Ty? No? Yeah, that's probably because he never made it to the majors. Womp womp. Greg Brock, first baseman. That's all I got for you, Greg. Thanks for playing. Kevin Seitzer. Kevin played third base, and he came up and supplanted the great George Brett. George Brett was playing third base for the Royals, and the Royals moved him to first to try to limit some of the activity on him to allow him to continue playing at his peak. So Seitzer took over at third. Today, I want to say he is still the Atlanta Braves hitting coach, and he seems to be doing a solid job of that, to say the least. So good for you, Kevin. The Dazzle Man, Danny Gladden. He played left field for the Twins when they won both of their World Series in 87 and 91, and he was actually the guy that scored the winning run in Game 7 of the 91 World Series for the Twins. The Dazzle Man. That's a good nickname. And our final card for the entire 1989 Topps Pack-A-Day series is Wallace Johnson. Wallace was known mostly as being a prolific pinch hitter, which got me thinking that I do not think we pulled Lenny Harris out of this entire box. And I'm a little bit sad about that. Lenny being the greatest pinch hitter of all time. So that was our final 4 packs, which means we have 4 pieces of gum. Not really sure what to do with that. Oh, I know what to do with one of them.
Hey, I'm Henry here, Adam's son, and I'm going to be trying some of the 1989 gum.
He's doing this on his own free will, by the way. It's good, isn't it?
home.
He really did do that on his own accord, guys. He asked for a pack of ball cards, and I gave it to him. And he came back in and said, "Hey, I want to do the gum thing like you did." So I said, "Sure, let me just get it on camera." So I think that's a good place for us to leave off on this 1989 series. I hope everybody continues to stay safe in this really crazy, weird 2020 time. Continue to be good to each other, and I'll see you on the other side, okay?